Hey y'all, I'm going to give you a quick tour of our greenhouse. Now, a lot of the things that we plant, either we have kept our own seed, some we have bought, like some of the ones that we're going to be planting today come from seeds that we bought. But like all of these tomatoes, these are all of our fall tomatoes, and that come from one tomato that had gone bad because a worm had put a little hole in it. So I kept those seeds and we replanted those, and they have been through it. The buckets have even been run over, but they've done great. And as you can see, they have given us tomatoes all through the fall and the winter. I also store these are mums, and I have also stored these. We put these out by some hay last year, and I brought those into my greenhouse this year so that they would keep. Also, these are asparagus that I planted last year. We started these from seed, and asparagus have to stay planted in pots for a year. On the first full year, you plant them in the ground. So within the next few weeks, we're going to actually be putting those in the ground, and they will be ready to harvest 2 years after they go in the ground. So those are my babies that I've been taking care of, and hopefully we'll get a good harvest off those soon. And these are aloes. Now, I had one big mother aloe, and she put off lots and lots and lots of babies. So I researched last year what I needed to do with those, and the technique is actually very simple. But when you start putting off, let's see if I can find one with some babies. When you start putting off babies like these up here, you basically just divide those up and repot them. So I got lots of babies off of those, and we are coming out of the cold time. This is March. So they're not as spunky yet as they should be, but we're hoping that they'll get there soon. And as you can see, I will need to be dividing those soon. And you will also notice that I have lettuce in my aloe. And the funny story about that is I had planted in some containers like this, and we put our seeds in several weeks too early. So our seed did not come up, and I kept thinking, well, I must have gotten bad seed, or I must have gotten bad seed. So I used that soil when I repotted my aloes, and now we have lettuce. So we've just let that grow, and we'll come in and harvest off of that as we make salads. Now, all of this that you see over here is all clippings that I have gathered from my herb beds outside. We're coming out of winter, like I said, so we will get those back in the ground and get those kind of juiced up and back going again. Everything from peppermint and spearmints to oregano. These are clippings that I took last year and planted in here, just in case we did have a bad winter and it tried to destroy my herbs. These are all lemon balms, and my lemon balm tree did die. That's outside, so I have clippings that I will put back in the ground. All of these are lemon balms. I did rosemary clippings. Now I'm hoping that I can get those in the ground and get those going soon too. These are all strawberries that we pulled up, that I've stored in the greenhouse, and you will see none of mine outside have berries, but the ones that I have kept in here and repotted, these have beautiful berries already growing on them. This is dill. Now, what my intention was to do with these dills is, you will notice that I have seed heads on those, and I'm letting those dry out, and I will collect those once they're completely dried out and store them, and that will keep my dill going. This is dill right here. So I did that last year when my dill started drying out, and I got dill heads. I kept the seeds. I just replanted these a few weeks ago, and then I will take this whole container and put it in the bed outside and harvest dill when we can our cucumbers for pickles this year. All of these are tomatoes. Some of these we are experimenting with, so we're super excited about that, except for these. And you can see these have such good growth compared to even some of the others. These were seeds off of one of those tomatoes that I kept clean, dried out, and have replanted those, and they are absolutely beautiful.
So we took one rotten tomato.
One tomato.
And made about 10 plants here. 6 are still going. And then you took a
tomato
off of here.
And I will separate these and get lots of plants off of those. And this, I will do this probably within the next week or so and have a whole new batch of tomatoes off of those.
So one rotten tomato did all that.
And down here is some sunflowers. I'm going to divide those up shortly. Just kind of loosen up the soil, pull them out one by one, and those are going to go in my raised beds outside. I'm going to do that pretty soon too. Probably should have already done that because they are a little taller than I wanted them to be, but we've kind of been busy, so we're going to get to that on those sunflowers. They grew well. This is our station that we have set up that we're going to be doing some planting today. These are clippings that we actually ordered. So I can tell that some are not doing good. I can tell that some are doing great. So these are elderberry clippings that we bought because I hate to keep going around in a circle, but I forgot about my elderberry bushes over here. Now these we bought and we planted them because they are native to our area, but they just did not do well. So we dug them up, brought them in here. I've really been babying these things, and this is about the biggest they've ever been, so I'm super excited about that. Because we really, I use elderberries probably just as much as I do strawberries and tomatoes. So we're hoping that these will continue to do well, and I'm going to baby those and try to get those going great too. And probably one of my favorite herbs is, I bought this. This is a year-old plant, so it will be going into retirement soon. You can tell that it's getting very woody, and we'll probably see its last few days soon. But from this plant, I have all of these plants from cuttings that I have done, and I hope soon to show y'all a video on cuttings. What I do is I use my old bottles, I fill these up with water, and I will take a cutting, a section of this, and take these leaves off and put them down in here and prop them up in my window. And they will eventually make beautiful roots, and once they make beautiful roots, I plant those. And I actually today, some of these I transferred into bigger pots because the roots were shooting out the bottom. So these have done great. And I will take these plants and take some clippings off of these very soon, and we will make more plants. So I hope to just keep that cycle going. I feel like God has given us the responsibility to use what He's given us and not be quite so dependent on everything else. So that's a little bit of what we have in our greenhouse. All the ferns, if you noticed all the ferns off the bottom, those are still in here just parking from winter. We'll get those out of here soon. We're just trying to wait for the cold to be gone.